I'll mention that I'm 69 this year. I'm recording this in March 2024. And I'll mention Jeremy Jazz Coleman. He's known as Jazz Coleman. He's younger than myself. He's 64. He's an English singer, musician, and became well known in the early 1980s as a lead vocalist and keyboard player of Killing Joke. So, Jazz, that's who he is. That's the intro. And I mention him because he believes in ley lines. He is quite famous. There's a time, and actually he's been interviewed, and The Guardian, back in, let's have a look, The Guardian recorded our Jazz recently, this week, and he talks about the death of the band's guitarist Geordie Walker. They loved each other, they fought each other, but it was a great friendship. And Jazz talks about the band. He talks about ley lines. Is it a conspiracy? Google says it is. Does it exist? This is about my walk in London and London's ley lines. So, let's go to 1982. Coleman was seen in Iceland, of all places. Reporters tracked him. And he said he was fleeing the apocalypse. There hasn't been an apocalypse. So he's amended what he said. He said he went there because he wanted to find a part of himself that was missing. But, and now we're getting to the point, I can meander, a bit like Tennyson's Brook. He says that during a gig in Reading, back then, all of Killing Joke had the collective, quote, they had the collective experience of playing in a magnetic field, which meant everything slowed down around us. I'll repeat, quotes, collective experience of playing in a magnetic field, which meant everything slowed down around us. That's what he said quite recently. He's still touring. Once the whole band, all of Killing Joke, experienced this, some of them decided to find out what's going on, what have they experienced. So Coleman and Walker went around. They were earning lots of money. They started exploring geomagnetic energy. And that took them to Iceland to conduct ritual experiments in volcanic power centers. Quote again, many crazy things happened. One person working with us was struck by lightning twice and survived. And one time, from what I could see, we achieved levitation. This is a quote from our Mr. Coleman. So make of that what you will. But do feel free to get tickets and come on my walk and decide for yourself. The ley lines exist. The energy centers exist. Is Stonehenge and Avebury and other places, not just in London and England, but the world. People who believe in ley lines, there are ley lines. The same Google that tells you it's conspiracy theory, if you go further, you will see there are ley lines covering the world. Welcome.